So I'm traveling for work again, and I've got a weekend that I have to feed myself for, and I want to do that as healthy as possible. And I decided, why not make a weekend cut and just eat less calories? I'm going to be less than 2,000 calories per day is the goal. And I had to buy groceries for these 2 days that's going to meet those criteria, but also keep me full and not have any waste, because I don't want to end up throwing away a bunch of eggs or something like that. So I had to pick options that were going to be perfect for the weekend, but also meet my goals and keep me under a certain amount of calories. So let's take a look what I got from the store. And all of this was for $60. So that's going to be less than 10 meals a day, because I am going to have a 7th meal on the morning that I leave, because I don't feel like I need to eat all of this within the 2-day period. And it's going to help us keep our calories a little bit lower and not eat too much excess protein. I had kind of calculated it. If I crammed all of it into the 2-day period, it would have been 250 grams of protein per day, which is well more than I need to get. Really, 150 grams is plenty for me. So I wanted to keep it relatively simple, but I wanted to have high protein and high volume breakfast especially. So I've got some ground chicken breast, and I've got some egg whites. Now, I don't need the entire thing of egg whites between 2 days. I could do that, but I'm probably going to do it in roughly thirds, and probably the same for the chicken breast, so that I can have a breakfast meal before I go. Again, the arugula, that's to add some volume and some fiber, get some healthy micronutrients in there. For some reason, I didn't think about buying a third pepper because I kind of made that final decision after the fact. So I'm going to cut up a pepper into the mix as well. So it'll be egg whites with chicken breast, some arugula and pepper, and that will be my breakfast. So I got a cup of coffee going in the back there. That's how I'm going to be starting my days for sure, and delaying my first meal until about 10 to noon. It's currently 1 o'clock because I did have to go in for work and I didn't have groceries until now. So starting with coffee, get my caffeine going and to help keep my hunger down until I do eat my breakfast. Then I'm going to have a mid-afternoon snack, which is going to consist of Greek yogurt and these raspberries. And then the banana is going to be like a bonus snack whenever I feel like I want it, to kind of help me appease my hunger a little bit if I'm starting to struggle with that throughout the weekend. Now, this as well is more than I need for 2 days. It would end up being quite a large amount of protein, again, just splitting that in 2. So I've decided to split that in 3 and eat that for breakfast, the rest of it for breakfast when I'm leaving on Monday morning. And then for dinner, I went again with steak, just because I like steak. But then I was looking at the different steaks, and steak has higher calories and a lot of protein in it as well. You don't really need that much steak. So I've got, you can see here, in total, it's 336 grams, and it looks like 2 slices of thin steak in there. And I was trying to think of something easy that I could go with it to have some calories, to have some carbs. And I decided to grab this. Now this, again, a little bit more than I would need for a single meal. I mean, half of that, I guess if all I'm having is a small piece of steak, it'll be nice to have the extra volume there. And this by far is gonna be my biggest calorie meal. I think it's between 900 to 1,000 calories. So trying to keep everything a little bit lower for the rest of the meals. And then I've got my protein powder mixed with creatine for my post-workout, pre-bedtime sort of snack protein bolus. And after calculating how much protein I've got amongst the rest of the food, I definitely didn't need the 2 scoops of protein powder. Could have gone somewhere with 1 to 2, but you know what? It's pre-packaged. I didn't know what I was doing, and so that's what we got. So I'm going to start making my breakfast for today, and I'm going to show you each meal one time and the calories and that go with it, and then we'll give a full day calorie macro breakdown so you can see where I'm at. So we've got the ground chicken, the arugula, and the bell pepper cut up in there. And so now we just have to add the egg whites, and we will let those egg whites cook in as well. Mix it all together, and then we will be ready to eat. So here it is. We've got the chicken breast, the egg whites, the arugula, and the bell pepper, all coming to 55 grams of protein with only 383 calories. Not bad. Some nice healthy carbs in there. albeit a small amount, but nice to have great healthy fiber as well. And then a very voluminous, protein dense meal with very little calories. Anytime you can get 50 calories, 50 grams of protein and under 500 calories from a meal, you're doing something right. And this is quite a lot of food. And the fact that it is so fiber and protein rich is a great start to the day. Now I know I'm already well into the day. It's almost 2 o'clock by the time I'm eating. But this is the kind of breakfast I like to start with around somewhere usually between 9-10, maybe a little bit later is when I'm actually feeling hungry. And that helps to fill me up. And it's a great way to break your fast with a very high protein meal and little carbs, or at least carbs with a lower glucose index. And yeah, so I'm gonna dig into this and I'll see you back for the mid-afternoon snack. I'm gonna be cramming my stuff in a little bit here, but that is what it is with the late start to the day. I do wanna make sure that I get my protein in for the day. I could skip the mid-afternoon snack today since I'm eating so late, but I wanted to keep things as simple as possible for, the same meals each day and not have any waste and make sure I'm hitting my goals. But I think I'm on track for about an 1,800 to 1,900 calorie day. And so skipping a meal in that is going to get me a little bit lower than I really wanted for the weekend. But if you can fast until 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and then eat a couple meals like this and one snack, you can really keep your calories down. Even if it's just for 1 or 2 days, that's a great way to kind of reset, improve your calories for the week, your average, if you've had a couple days over your goal, and help yourself stay on track. So I'm gonna dig into this and I'll see you soon. All right, so it's only been a couple hours since my breakfast, since I ate so late, but in order to get all my meals in relatively spaced out somewhat evenly, I did want to get into my snack now, and then dinner in about 2.5 to 3 hours, and then my pre-bed snack. I decided that I'm going to save the banana for after my workout. I'm probably going to work out after dinner, and so I'll have carbs from the potatoes for the workout, and then after the workout, I do want to get a little bit of extra carbs in with my protein shake. So the banana is going to be for that. But here is my Greek yogurt with raspberries. So it's a whole little packet of raspberries and about 300 grams, or just under a third of the container of yogurt. And that's going to give me 30 grams of protein and about 260 calories only for this meal. All right, I got my dinner now. Nothing too fancy. Small steak, a little bit of blood around in there. Hopefully it's cooked through enough. And then the potatoes, altogether, it's about 50 grams of protein and 730 calories. My main carbs for the day. And then I'll get my exercise in after this and have my post-workout snack with the protein shake and banana after that. And then, yeah, I decided not to do half of the potatoes, just slightly less. And then I'll use some of the potatoes for the Monday morning before I go. So that brought my total calories down a little bit for the day. And we'll get to the totals at the end after the snack. All right, so I just got back from the gym. It was an okay workout, limited for a couple of reasons. One, by the time I got there, the gym was closing in about 40 minutes, and the gym setup is quite subpar to begin with. But I did a little bit of shoulders and biceps, tiny bit of triceps, and I'm hoping now that the machine is fixed that I'll have a better chest and back day tomorrow. And since it was a pretty light workout for the rest of the muscle groups today, maybe I'll do a little bit extra for those again tomorrow and just see how I'm feeling. So now I'm gonna start with my banana and get into my protein shake as kind of my post-workout and the last snack of the day. So there's about 50 grams of protein in the protein shake, and that would be about 280 calories. And then the banana is about 100 calories as well. So about 380 calories, 50 grams of protein, not too bad. And I'm gonna throw the final breakdown of the day up on the screen. So the total ended up coming to 17,055 calories for the day, and 183, I believe, grams of protein. So over 180 grams of protein, that's over my 1 gram per pound of protein. I'm sitting around 163 pounds roughly right now. And so that's a great amount of protein. and I was able to get it under 1,800 calories, 1,750. Pretty good, pretty solid, and that'll be for both days this weekend. And that'll give me, quite a nice deficit to sort of do sort of a mini cut this weekend while I'm traveling. Overall, I'm still on a bulk. Trying to gain about half a pound to a pound a month. And again, I'm not counting calories in that overall process right now, but I wanted to, obviously for the sake of this video, count the calories. So, but overall, I've been gaining about a pound per month for the last 3 months. I'm feeling pretty good about it, despite not having to count my calories and track everything to the T. I feel like I'm making pretty good progress, and I'm pretty interested to see how things go over the course of 4 months, 5 months, and then perhaps I'll start doing more of an intuitive cut where I start trying to lose weight without actually tracking my calories, focusing very heavily on high protein meals. Similar to how I structured these meals, I actually kind of bought everything in advance, and I went way overboard with the protein, and I had to scale some of that stuff back. The calories actually would have ended up quite nice on track for a slight deficit for me, which is pretty interesting because I wasn't counting calories while I was shopping. I actually started to count them at the end after I filled my cart to make sure I was in the ballpark before I actually checked out. And I had to take a step back on mostly the protein side of things. And that's why I end up shifting some of the foods to Monday morning, when I was probably otherwise just going to have a coffee, get up and go, and not eat breakfast before I left, and just kind of fast until I got home around noon. But this works out okay. It'll be a very high protein start to the day. So I'll probably check in with you tomorrow still, because I know today I started my meals quite late, and so I was wondering, was that because I had waited so long to start eating, I didn't really feel hungry. And now that I've gone a day in a deficit, a fairly decent deficit, maybe I'll have more hunger setting in tomorrow. So I'll check in with you with all the meals and see how it's all doing for me to keep me kind of nourished and satiated and energized throughout the day. So that'll come up next. All right, so we're on to breakfast, the second day. I have done things a bit differently with the egg whites. I microwaved them in a bowl first to get them kind of fluffier, and I think it's gonna work out pretty good. I'm not really that hungry yet. It's 10:30. I did get to sleep in a little bit, which was nice. Had a cup, and I'm on my second cup of coffee, but I wanted to get things going with food so we weren't pushing things too late in the day, because I do have to head into work for about an hour or two. And so I didn't want to do it after and end up eating in the afternoon again. I'm also hoping to do a workout in the afternoon today instead of at night, and so this will help kind of pace things out a bit easier for me. So I'm gonna get into this and we'll see how it holds me over. All right, so it's only been about a couple hours since breakfast. I'm not really hungry yet, but in order to get the meals in the way that I want to for today, I got my snack ready here, and then we'll be going to the gym this afternoon in probably a couple hours, and then I will have a later dinner because I'll do my protein right after the workout, and then the dinner about probably 2 or 3 hours after that. All right, it's been a couple hours since my last little meal snack lunch thing. Now I'm gonna have this banana on my way over to the gym, and then we'll get back for the post-workout protein shake. So I'm back from the gym now for my protein shake. I really thought that I would be low energy for the workout, but I had plenty of energy and had quite a good workout. I guess the decreased energy maybe not set in for 4 or 5 days into a deficit. So this might be a nice option if you're really struggling to consistently eat in a deficit. You can have, half of the days of the week, or even a majority of the week where you eat in maintenance, and then on the weekend do, a larger deficit if that's something that works for you. If you're really struggling to either maintain your weight or decrease your weight because you have such a big appetite, or you like to have your freedoms to eat certain stuff, this maybe is a good option to try having 2 or 3 days of the week where you really try to cut down on calories so that you have a little bit more freedom in the other days. All right, on to my last meal of the day, a nice steak and some potatoes, a couple carrots in there. So yeah, I'm surprised how well it went. I thought it would be harder to be at such a drastic deficit all of a sudden and for 2 days back to back. We'll see how things go when I weigh myself tomorrow morning. I'll probably on the screen somewhere here put up my weight from before I left for the weekend to tomorrow morning. Tomorrow I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my eating. I might try to just get close to maintenance or whatever, but I won't be tracking the calories, so we'll see how it goes. I know I'm going to have a pretty big breakfast tomorrow morning because of the leftovers that I have kind of pushed off to tomorrow. So I'll be eating that, and then probably just have something little for lunch until dinner, and try to keep things little bit under maintenance, if not around maintenance, and then I'll be going back to my slight surplus to start gaining weight again. So yeah, hopefully this was interesting to see how you can eat quite healthy and quite filling despite being at quite a low calorie count for the day. And let me know what your thoughts are on how you've been doing things and your sort of overall goals for gaining weight or losing weight. And I hope to see you in the next video.